Ladies, welcome to Friar's Coaches Corner. It's very exciting to have an athlete join us today. We have two seniors from the Badminton Club. I have Paige Pagano and Emily Allen. And you know what? This is very exciting because badminton, I think, is a very unique sport that just isn't really talked about enough. One of the things I kind of want to get right into is you ladies would have been entered your third season as the defending league champions. So that has to be exciting. Can you tell us what the feeling was like kind of coming into this season?
Obviously freshman year, we did terrible. We lost every game. So then the next year, sophomore year, we started to get better. We didn't win every game, but we obviously did a lot better than the year before. Then last year, at least me and Emma, we went undefeated, and the team as a whole went undefeated too. So we were ready to have our senior year try to keep doing what we're doing. So everybody was really excited.
I only joined the team my junior year because I was a softball player my entire life, but then due to injuries, I wasn't able to play anymore. So I decided to do badminton with my friend, and we went, and me and Christine became doubles partners. And we actually had a really great season. I think we only lost one match throughout the entire season. And this year we were kind of just hoping to all get back in and do the exact same thing as last year, but unfortunately it didn't work out that way, but it's okay.
And I mean, you being seniors, I know missing some of that season might feel a little bit to the heart, but at the same time, you have so much ahead of you that life is still so exciting. Paige, I want to come back to you. Now, I have had the good honor of knowing you for your 4 years and watching you grow as a young lady. It's been very exciting. What drew you to badminton? Because I know you've done several sports. You're very involved at St. Anthony's, but what drew you to badminton?
So I was a volleyball player. I played travel and I was really big into that. But I was a big fish in a little pond at my school and I guess on the travel team. So I actually got cut from volleyball. So I was pretty bummed, but I was also into tennis, but I never really got into tennis. My friend Jenny, she was like, "Oh, Paige, you want to try out with me?" And Miss Ward was our teacher at the time. So I was like, sure, why not? So it really combined tennis and volleyball.
Well, I tell you, it was definitely to our good fortune because, like I said, you ladies, these past 3 years, this team has really made it a success story and you rose to the ranks really quick. Now, during this time, you also had a new head coach, Miss Rivetto. What do you feel, Emily, that she brought maybe that was different as far as a head coach kind of routine?
Mr. Vetto was honestly one of the best coaches that I've ever had because she's very competitive, do not get me wrong, and like we all are very competitive, but she also knew how to have fun with it. So it wasn't like every day we showed up to practice and we would have like a fun rally game before we would start practice just to kind of loosen us up and get us ready for the day. When we got to matches, it was like, hey, I want to win, but if we don't win, it's not the end of the world. And she always used to say good vibes only at every match. So that we would just kind of loosen up. She was a coach first, but she was also a friend second. Like she was the person you could go to for anything if you had an issue, and she would always kind of help you. So she's definitely one of the best coaches that I've ever had in all of my years of playing sports.
That makes you want to show up for practice. That makes you want to believe in your sport and be completely dedicated. How about for you, Paige?
She definitely put the program together as a more competitive thing because freshman year the program wasn't taken as seriously. We had snacks for every match. It was just not a competitive atmosphere. So she really pulled the team together and made us want to win and not just want to play. Like we came to win.
And you know what? It shows you guys are league champions back to back. So you can't beat that. What is it like when you have 80 plus girls out there trying to try out? Is the atmosphere sort of like kind of that intimidating concept, or everybody's just like, okay, we're going to do our best?
Tryouts aren't what I would say intimidating because we're all mostly friends. It's kind of like we kind of like say to our friends like, hey, why don't you do badminton this year? We have a lot of fun. We're all from like the same kind of group or like area, just everybody having some fun. And if you make it great. And if you don't, it's not like the end of the world.
And I tell you what, I mean, if I was a student, that would draw me. If I'm not dedicated to something else, then that could be my thing. Again, contributes to what makes badminton really successful at St. Anthony's.
But it is fun to try out. Like getting into the court the first time, you're like, wow, I didn't know badminton was that popular, because there is like 80 girls and it's pretty cutthroat.
I mean, it's a varsity sport. So I guess to some level, no matter how you look at it, there's that hidden competition, I'm sure, going on when girls are stepping in there for tryout. Did you guys talk about badminton in the fall? I mean, is there conversation in the fall? Are you kind of looking forward already to the spring? Are you doing some preseason stuff?
I sat next to Allie Carney, fellow varsity player in math, and I would always be like, can't wait for badminton, or she would say it. We were upset that Colby and Ryan, I feel like they really glued the team together. They were seniors last year. So I'm happy when we finished, it was at least with them. So it was like the core people. Because without Colby and Ryan, it would have been a little sad. We'd miss them. Yeah, we definitely talked about it.
Emily, going into this season, you would have been defending your doubles champion. Now that the year has ended, who do you kind of look back at to say, all right, ladies, I want you to kind of pick up where we left off?
So I was only there for about a year. So Christine, I'm sure, would have a lot more to answer with this question. We helped a lot of the younger girls in the JV team, had a lot of fun with them. And, I think we were going to have a lot of them pulled up this year, which would have been a lot of fun for them to kind of get into that groove of being a varsity player. Like we had talked about what we thought the rankings would, how we were going to win, because Christine is very, very competitive. So she has been talking about winning since the fall. Honestly, just all of the younger girls, because we want them to just succeed the way that we did. We want them to have that varsity championship too, because it's a memory that I will never forget.
Who in the league you guys really ramp up for?
St. John's.
That was fast. What is it about St. John's?
I'm not like aggressive person. The girl yelled at me, but also they're really good. Anybody that's taller than me, I'm like, wow, like they're about to hit it in my face. St. John's really did. They put up a fight.
Me and Christine have a lot of fights with Mercy. We have a lot of fights with them.
What else are some of the best memories you can say you share about St. Anthony's on the court and off the court?
As for memories, I can't even name them all, but I do know me and Emma, we get so close during the badminton season. We're close all the time, but I really love just conversing with her and just how like bonded we get.
I have a lot of memories. Most are with, Paige and Emma, Ryan and Colby, and also my partner, Christine. There's this ongoing joke between me and Christine that we were abusive because we had a specific way of playing that sometimes we got very close to each other. And when we did get close to each other, somebody usually got hit. So Christine has made me bleed. I hit her in the mouth one time. So we have just like that ongoing joke that we're abusive. So that's probably one of my favorite memories.
I tell you what, your team, I think compared to a lot of the other teams, is very unique. And hearing stories like that and knowing that closeness exists, it's a great draw. And, it's exciting. Like I said, I was excited to have you ladies here today. I'm glad you got to share some of your season. Where are you ladies going in the fall?
I'm going to the University of Buffalo.
I'll be at Adelphi for nursing.
Okay, so you can kind of come back next year and check out and make sure everything's going well.
Yes, I will be back.
Well, ladies, again, it was really a pleasure having you here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.